Welcome everybody to World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name is Maxwell and today's first video is from the user Radu550 or Radu550, and he is driving the Comet on a standard battle on the Serene Coast. Comet being a tier 7 medium tank for the British, the one that comes straight after the Cromwell. People probably know my opinions on this tier 7 medium tank. It's not a great medium tank in my opinion. The gun is a little bit lackluster. Speed and manoeuvrability are great. It is quick off the mark and gets to a decent top speed fairly quickly. Its armor can be okay in some situations, but the gun is really, really lackluster. I mean, if we take a look at the alpha damage of 140 and the penetration of 148, even looking at the premium shells with a penetration of 208, when this thing can come up against tier 9 tanks, it is left lacking in certain situations, to say the least. But anyway, a skilled driver can still have a good game in this thing, as we are about to see. Radu facing off against a KV-13 here. Misses his first shot, but the KV-13's got other people to contend with. Gets a critical there and takes out the guy's track. Going to get front armor on target. Is taking some damage in return from this KV-13, but I'm pretty sure that the Cromwell is going to have the reload speed on the KV-13. Got to be aware that there is an IS just to his left. Luckily, the KV-13 dies, so Radu's able to get back into cover behind this hill before the IS is able to get a second shot, or the Tiger 2 is able to arrive and put any damage onto him. So just going to have to play it carefully now. Has lost a couple of hundred hit points. Nothing too serious. That Tiger 2 looks like he is threatening, but if he comes far enough around the corner to be able to hit Radu, then he is pretty much dead, because there is a whole bunch of heavy tanks here with very large guns pointed at him. I think the Allies are starting to realise now that they are outnumbering these two enemy heavy tanks quite significantly, so it's going to be the time to move forward and get them. Radu just leading the charge here, but as you can see, standard shells not even going through the front armor of an IS there. T69 has a shot, plants one into the dirt. Radu pops out, gets another shot, but again that one just bounces and the IS just says, well, I'm going to have some damage on you. And that's about 5 shots in a row now that the Cromwell has bounced. As you can see, switching up the premium rounds, because let's face it, going to have to get some damage from somewhere. And there we go, the IS gets himself taken out. This Tiger 2 still on full hit points. Looks like the Allies didn't push from the front as these guys pushed from the rear. Type 59 now coming in. Everybody closing in on this guy from all angles. Does take a hit in the side from his ally Type 69. Sorry, T69 there. The Allies really need to watch their fire in these situations. And Radu's able to finish off the Tiger 2, and that's kill number 1. So that's this flank all sewn up and won now. There may be some defenders further along the road here, but there's nobody as of yet. Looks like the enemy team has focused most of their forces in the centre here. They have got comparable forces on that far left-hand side, but as you can see, there is at least 4 tanks visible, or at least were visible at some point around this central area. Radu not wanting to take a hit from this KV-1S, so just ducks into the water a little bit. Did land a fantastic shot on the move on the KV-1S as he went past there. Now he's got to be careful, as there is an IS-3 behind this rock here. Got to hope that he is focusing on somebody else that is approaching. There we go, sees the IS-3. Obviously doesn't penetrate his armor, because the penetration of this gun is absolutely terrible. Looks like the IS-3 is focused on somebody else now, and there is a Tiger 1 with him in support as well. Radu just having a look to see what allies he's got coming with him, but it looks like a lot of the tanks that helped with that push have now dropped back in order to defend that central push. Not really sure why they've done that. If they'd continued this push along the path here, they would have been able to overrun these tanks and then come at the attackers in the centre from the rear. Just giving this IS-3 a little bit of the run around. Does get one good hit onto him there. Going to be trying to take out his drive wheel. There we go. Finally gets a bit of tracking damage onto him as well. Got to be careful. His IS-3 is turning his gun to face, but I think he thinks he can't really hit. So focusing on somebody else. Looks like he's got rear shots on this Type 59 or the IS-3. Sets him on fire now. And this IS-3 has decided that the Comet is actually a dangerous target that he needs to focus on, but he, for some reason, hasn't bought a fire extinguisher and just fully burns there. It'll be interesting to see exactly how many critical hits Radu got on this IS-3, as he is stubbornly refusing to take his gun off target now, even as a T-69 comes in. IS-3 doing the only thing he really can do, which is keep his gun focused on the Comet. As soon as he turned his gun to try and face that T-69, Radu would have just popped himself out and taken a shot at him as well. Radu not being greedy here, just staying behind the rock and allowing the T-69 to get the free damage and the free kill on the IS-3. So an excellent piece of play to win this flank and the centre there. But it looks like the Allied team on the left-hand flank and along those train lines have now been dispatched. Game's absolutely even at the moment at 10 kills to 10. But it looks like the enemy team may be in a better position. Most of their forces are at least in the same area. Except maybe that T-28 prototype. Radu comes along. He's going to try and help the IS-3 out here. Gets one good hit on this T-69. Going to see if he can get a second. Indeed he can, and that's kill number 2. He sees counterpart here. The Comet coming flying in. Can he get a hit? Can indeed, and in fact takes out his track as well. Unfortunately, I think the IS-3 just missed his shot there. Taking some damage in return from this Comet. Got to play this one carefully, as don't want to just try and trade hit points with the Comet, because it's going to do as much damage to you as you do to him. Unfortunately, he bounced, and then he gets taken out by the IS-3. ISU 152 finds the juicy target of the rear armour of this IS-3, so Radu's going to come in and try and take advantage of his side armour, although he is making a run behind the rock there. Allied team have nicely pulled ahead now at 13 kills to 10. Only this ISU and T-28 prototype. Not sure if he's going to be in time to get any more damage on this ISU, who is backing off. There we go. Kill number 3, and that just leaves this T-28 prototype. And looking at the rest of the team, nobody's really on low health here apart from that IS-3 and maybe Radu himself. So this T-28 prototype's not going to have an easy time trying to take any of these guys out. He does have the armor for the situation, but he doesn't have the rate of fire that is going to be necessary. He does get a good hit onto the 110 there, and if he can just keep fending the guys off, then he may be able to survive and do some decent damage here. But it looks like the IS-3 is going for a base capture, so no matter what happens in this battle in the south here, the Allies are almost certainly going to win by base cap at some point, because this T-28 prototype is never going to make it back to the base in time to be able to reset that one after killing all of these guys. But to be honest, he is being flanked now on all sides, and Radu's able to put shots through his side armor. Tries to angle his armor. Unfortunately, that means he angles it badly versus everybody else. And he gets taken out by the T-69, and that is GG and the victory. So awesome game there from Radu 550. Not a massive kill score, not a massive amount of damage, but played that one smart, played it carefully, played to his strengths, and used the map to his advantage, picking himself up 3,751 points of damage and 3 kills. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget to stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user Jer, Front General Jer. The Jer probably just refers to Germany, so we'll just call him Front General. And he's driving the Dickermax on a standard battle on the steppes. Dickermax being a tier 6 premium tank destroyer for the Germans. Don't often show tank destroyer battles, but this one is very, very fun to watch. And especially the Dickermax. I'm not sure if I've ever even shown a Dickermax replay before. If I have, then this might only be the second Dickermax replay that I have ever shown. if not the first. So this one is going to be interesting. This thing does come with a decent gun. It hasn't got it's got a pretty low hit point pool. Its armor is pretty damn terrible. But if we take a look at its gun there, it's got 169mm of penetration. Not fantastic, but it's good for tier 6, and the alpha damage of 300 makes it pretty damn good. It's pretty much like a KV-1S gun with a shorter reload, a little bit less penetration, a little bit less alpha damage there. But obviously being a tank destroyer means that it does get a good camo bonus. Obviously not when firing anymore. So you may have noticed Front General had a little bit of indecision at the start. Didn't know whether to go to the right-hand flank or the left-hand flank. Decided that enough people were going to the right-hand side that he could go to the left, which is probably where he originally wanted to go. Going to set up in a nice bush now, overlooking the whole left-hand side. Any enemy tank that makes an early push through that open ground is going to get punished. You can see a KV-1S making a move now. He doesn't know whether to stop and return or continue on. He decided to continue on and paid the price. General gets a nice bit of damage, just over 300 onto that KV-1S, and then he gets taken out by his counterpart. Although Front General being nicely situationally aware here, has a quick look at the mini-map and does see how many tanks barreling down that right-hand flank and exactly how many tanks they have in defence. They've got that ARL-44 Cheeto, and then the artillery, the ARL, already getting pounded by the attackers on that right-hand side, and in fact gets taken out by a Hellcat now, and the Bishop starts to take fire. So these guys that are coming down this right-hand side, they ain't going to stop for nobody, and they are just absolutely steamrolling. You can see this KV-1S just going full ham. And pretty much everybody on this right-hand side that was defending is now taken out. Did decide to shoot the T-28 instead, just because he was a one-shot, one-kill, and it's always good to get a gun out of the battle. KV-1S is now being lined up. Unfortunately, that one didn't go through because reasons. KV-1S, very, very strong front armor, very, very strong heavy tank. This one, again, still doesn't go through. That one just a 0 damage critical. Always got to love getting those. Just going to try and switch it up here. Finally does manage to penetrate a shot and gets the last bit of damage onto the KV-1S. Takes him out. Now going to advance forward and try and take a position in these bushes here. You see somebody else has made a move into the cap circle now. Not really sure who that is. Does see a Cheeto on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, leaves him with 4 hit points left. So that's a little bit unfortunate there. But his platoon mate in the Hellcat has now arrived. They're both going to be dueling with this KV-1. Gets a nice shot onto him. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a low roll. This KV-1, I think, has switched target now and is shooting at the Hellcat instead. Again, gets another 0 damage critical on the KV-1. Looks like the guys who were on the left-hand flank have now all been destroyed as well. Gets a great shot onto that Covenanter who just didn't know what was going on, and he gets himself taken out as well. And let his gun focus all the way in on this KV-1. Takes him out and picks up kill number 4. Like I said, the guys on the left-hand flank decided to attack as the attack from the enemy team on the right-hand flank came in, thinking that they would outnumber the enemy tanks. Unfortunately, they did outnumber them, but they all just put themselves into the meat grinder. Look at the gun depression of this Dickermax. Absolutely superb there. Takes out the Panzer Soufflé and picks up kill number 5. Now there's just a Stug 3G left to defend that left-hand side. The Hellcat gets taken out by a fellow Hellcat. So Front General has to be aware that there is a Hellcat on that right-hand side somewhere, so he's got to be aware that that's going to be an issue at some point. Although Front General is now all alone against 6 enemy tanks. This one, if he does manage to pull this one back, is going to be difficult. Had a blind shot at where he thought that Hellcat was going to come around the corner. I would have done exactly the same thing there, but I don't think that one hit. That Hellcat may have been a one-shot, but I'm not sure. Now he's just got to stick to his position, hold his nerve, and try not to get outflanked too hard by the enemy. Still has 400 hit points, but that's only a couple of hits from the guys who are left. Finds the M4, Every time one of these tanks pops up, he's got to get him eliminated as quickly as possible. Looks like that M4 had the derp gun, didn't bother aiming and just shot one to the moon rather than shooting at the Dickermax. Oh, artillery starts to land and it's pretty close, but he's probably faded away back into the fog of war now. Does see the Hellcat on the left-hand side. Not sure whether he hit him. Somebody, I'm sure, will tell me in the comment section. And look at the superb gun depression from that Dickermax. Is able to take out that Hellcat from pretty much a hull-down position. Not that it really matters, because this thing doesn't have any hull armor to speak of. This Hellcat is just going to fully YOLO around the corner now. No, he's not. He's going to play it smart, even though he's got the hit points to be able to absorb 2 shots from Front General. Doesn't want to take any hits. Playing it smarter, you're going to wait for his ally in the T-150, who, if I'm not mistaken, still has full 880 hit points. Gets around the corner, gets a good shot onto the Hellcat, gets set on fire by the Hellcat. Amazingly able to put that out with a manual fire extinguisher before it takes him out. That only ticked 2 or 3 times, but he is able to take out the Hellcat. But he's got to be careful now. The artillery shells are raining in, and this T-150 is about to steam in over the top of this hill. There he is. Front General's got to play this one very, very carefully. T-150 gives 0 fucks as he comes flying in for the kill. He's only got to land 1 shot or ram the Dickermax. For some reason, he's driving past the Dickermax rather than just ramming him and taking off his last 47 hit points. He's got the turret traverse, though. If he can get his gun on target, he misses again. Somehow, this T-150 is just gifting his hit points to Front General in the Dickermax. And this is an amazing turn of play there. Front General able to take out a full health T-150 without taking a single point of damage in return. And you can see the artillery shells landing throughout that entire battle, and that T-150 just went full retard. And as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, you should never, ever go full retard, because that is what happens. So amazing stroke of luck for Front General there, coming up against the most retarded T-150 player that has ever graced World of Tanks, but also playing it very, very well himself, manoeuvring and driving to the exact right positions that he needed to be to make that T-150 miss. And that was just an alignment of the planets for that one to work out the way that it did. In fact, I wouldn't blame you to just rewind the video and have another look at that one, because that was both an amazing and retarded piece of play on both sides at the same time. So anyway, back to the game. 9 kills, a grill and an M37 left. And Front General going to be moving in on the base. Not going exactly for the cap circle, as you can see. Going to come in from a wider angle, try and find the artillery. There's the M37. Got to be careful, because even splash damage from this M37 is going to be enough to take him out. He's got 3 shells of high explosive loaded. He's just going to drive down the hill, fade back into the fog of war, and try and troll this M37. Hopefully the M37 won't guess which direction the Dickermax is driving to. To be honest, he really should have. He sees that the Dickermax was heading in this direction, so the M37 should at least be aiming at that rock just there to Front General's left, in case he comes from either direction. But nope, M37 looking in the wrong direction. That's kill number 10. And now it's just the grill left. Can he do it? Can he pick up the win for his team? He's already got 10 kills. He's already got himself a Pools medal. And if he can win this one as well, he's going to pick himself up a Kobalov's. But he's still got to find and kill this grill. Nope, looks like he's going to be going for a base capture instead. Going to make the grill come to him. And to be honest, he doesn't really need to go and kill the grill. If the grill just wants to hide and camp this one out, then that's fine as well. Because like I said, he's already got himself a Top Gun medal. Already got himself a Pools medal. If he wins this one, a Kobalov's, he doesn't need to prove himself. He doesn't need to do any more whatsoever. He can just sit in the cap circle, claim his victory, and wait for the grill. There's the shot from the grill, so maybe the grill isn't going to come in. Maybe he's going to blind fire at the cap circle. Yep, looks like the grill is just going to blind fire at the cap circle rather than go for the full-on frontal assault. There we go. There's another shell. It also missed, and this one is going to be GG and the victory.
base captured by the Allies. So absolutely awesome replay there from Front General, picking himself up almost 3,500 points of damage, 10 kills, Pool's medal, Kobalov's medal, awesome Invader medal as well there actually, and an awesome victory. So great replay from you, thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget guys, if you've got yourself a good replay, then definitely send that in to replay@screenreality.com, the link for that is in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website in the email itself, and I can take a look at that replay for you and feature the best of the bunch. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoyed it, then think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.